Welcome to a short introduction to VisPlan OKR Excel Connector. So let us first go through the concept really quick before demonstrating the actual experience in VisPlan. First, you create an OKR in VisPlan or select an existing one. Once the OKR is created in VisPlan, there is a built-in data table here to which actual target data can be added or edited. However, many times you already have a data report in Excel. Or other data sources connected to Excel, which you wish to display here. VisPlan allows you to quickly connect the dots and have this graph updated automatically from that spreadsheet or connected data sources. So the second thing you do is that you toggle use Excel. Once you've done that, you click create, and an Excel file will automatically be created with a sheet and table for actual and target values, saved into a designated folder in the same team. From here, any changes made to this table will be reflected back to VisPlan data graphic. Okay, so let's now see what it looks like in VisPlan itself. A new OKR can be created either from the positioning statement object right here, where a new key result can be added under the objective, in this case time to market. You can add it here. The other alternative, which I'm going to follow through on, is from the OKR menu. Here you also have the objectives on top, and here we have the time to market objective. I click on the three dots and I can add a new key result. Our example is a OKR called channel readiness. And this is simply the percentage of fully trained resellers. eBike has a total of 20, and this measures the percentage of them being ready. We do want this to be a numeric one, which means that we will have the percentage on the y-axis and time on the x-axis. Now I go ahead and create this. Here we can see our new OKR, and when I click on this one, here under configure, you can continue to put an assignee to this OKR and also put in your target data. Here is the table for that. Now, what we want to do is rather to control this OKR from Excel. So I toggle use Excel, and then I click create here. Then you have the designated folder for this Excel spreadsheet will be created, and also the name of the table in a sheet with the name target. I create that. Once that is created, in your team files folder, I click update, and I do the same for the actual data, and it's also defaulted with the right names here, and I click create there. Now I have created the Excel bridge. Let's now go to Excel and see what it looks like. We are here in the VisPlan plan. Here you can see the tab in Teams. In the same team under Files, you will find the designated folder for the OKRs. You open that one, and here you can find a number of OKRs and also the one we just created, channel readiness. So I can open this one, and I can choose to edit that directly here in inside of Teams, and I can also open the file. Let's actually just do it right here, and we say this is the actual value table, controls the actuals, and here is another sheet and table which controls the target values, and they are set like this. We're going to reach 100% by the end of 2024. I want to now start controlling this from here. So we had 2%, 5%, 8%, 12%, and we've up to 25%. Okay, now we can switch back to the plan. Under the OKR view, I go under the channel readiness OKR, and here I now just click refresh. This is the the actual, you can see the target line, but there are no actuals. I click refresh, it will now go and fetch those numbers that we just entered and create the data graphic correctly. All right, we'll save this. Okay, there is one final thing we want to show you in this brief introduction to the VisPlan Excel OKR Connector. And we're back here in the Excel spreadsheet that controls the OKR, and we are looking at the table for the actuals. And as you remember, we enter data manually here, and that is controlling it, just entering dates and values. But many times, I'm sure you're familiar, you already have some kind of data source, a spreadsheet, or maybe a data source connected to a spreadsheet or similar. And that's the case here for this e-bike channel readiness thing, is that they already keep track of their resellers and they are documenting when their channel training is complete with a date, and then have made the calculation so they know how many were read at a specific point in time. So they already have those percentages calculated, so to speak. And now we want to connect the two. And that's actually quite easy to do in Excel. You can right-click in this Excel file on that sheet. When you right-click, there's an option Move or Copy. We choose Create a Copy, and we move this sheet into the Excel file, which is then controlling our OKR. So now you can see the sheet inside the same workbook, Excel file, as where we have this Excel table controlling it. So all you have to do now, in the simplest form, instead of having manually enter date, I say that I want this date to just follow this one, and I copy that down. And I want this value to be picked up from here. All right, and I copy that down. And then we save it back. Of course, this could have been a much more sophisticated VLOOKUP or some other logic applied to it. But the nice thing is that as soon as it's in this table, now we can go back to the OKR here in VisPlan. And now when I click refresh, those changes will be reflected. And that means that going forward now, you can continue to use this spreadsheet to manipulate. So let's say, for instance, 2024-04-15, you actually had a few more resellers being ready. And you record that and you save that back. And then you can go back here again, and those changes will be captured. That will be all for this time. Thank you very much for your attention. Now, good luck with your new Excel OKR Connector in VisPlan. Until we see each other next time. Thank you.